Hello there and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to have a talk about the new smart controller from DJI. Now before I get started, I don't have one. I have not tried it, so the information I'm going to give you in this video is from the specification as well as my thoughts on this, because this has probably been the most divisive release I've seen in quite some time and it's set the forums ablaze with opinion, this is. And obviously DJI have pushed out a new smart remote controller that is designed to be used with the Mavic 2 series. It is an all-in-one remote controller that basically combines a DJI Crystal Sky monitor alongside the Mavic 2 remote controller. Now, it comes with the 5.5 inch 1080p 1000 nits Crystal Sky display. Basically the same display as you get on the standalone 5-inch Crystal Sky monitor. It is still Android based, however the information I have been given is this unit has been completely overhauled. It is not quite as simple as them taking this Crystal Sky and mounting it in that. It is really a Crystal Sky 2.0. It's an upgraded version. They've improved it. The display is a lot more responsive on it as well, from what I understand. So it's not as simple as that, plus that there are some other benefits. Over the remote controller, it has, connectivity-wise, HDMI output. They say HDMI up to 4K as well, so you can finally output from the remote controller to goggles or display. People have been wanting that for a very, very long time. It does have a micro SD card slot for storing footage on board. It uses USB port C on the bottom for charging. It has a USB-A port on the top as well, so it allows you to connect your smart device if you did want to use an external display. What I don't know is, can you use the external display as well as the internal display when using USB? Usually that is no on a DJI device, so I'm going to predict that to be no. However, with HDMI you will be able to. Something to note on the HDMI is, just like the Crystal Sky, it is a mirror image of the display that you see. So if you want a clean output, you have got to have a clean output on the display as well. You can't have that with overlay and the HDMI output with nothing on board. Unfortunately, it is a mirror. It does have built-in speakers and it has a built-in microphone as well. Buttons wise, it has all of the usual buttons. It has the power button, return to home button, pause. It has the 5D button as well, and it also has 4 customizable buttons that have preset options in Go 4. However, you can change these. It's worth noting that you will only be able to change these as per what DJI allow you to. It then also has the gimbal control at the top, as well as the camera shutter and normal controls along there. So it has all of the buttons you would expect. As I mentioned earlier, it does use a customized version of Android OS. We don't know what version that is yet. DJI are saying it allows the use of third-party apps. However, my understanding is it still does not have Google Play services. So that means no Google Store and no apps that require Google Play services. Things like Facebook will usually work, but there are some apps that need Google Play, which means it may not work. It does have something called Go Share, which allows you to share the stuff on your Crystal Sky or the display with your phone. They've got something like that on Crystal Sky. I can't remember what it's called, but it's an earlier version of it. And they have something called Sky Talk as well, which allows you to live stream. Okay, the most divisive part of this thing is the price. In the US, it's $649 on its own, and in the UK, it's £579. If you buy it with the Mavic 2 as a kit, with the Mavic 2 Pro, if you buy it with that, in the US, it only actually costs you an extra $400, so you're not paying $250 more because you're not having that remote there, and in the UK, you're only paying $430 for it, so in the UK, there is much less of a saving. It only currently works with the Mavic 2 series or aircraft using OcuSync 2.0. There is no information and there is no plans for it to work with the older Mavic Pro, I am afraid, and it will not work with the Mavic Air or the Spark either. So it is the Mavic 2 Pro, the Mavic 2 Zoom, as well as the Mavic Enterprise models as well. This is not a product for everyone, in my opinion. There's been a huge amount of noise about, my God, it's too expensive, they've ripped us off, why couldn't it come out on day one? My personal belief, from the technical information I have, from what I understand about things, I do not believe it is possible to take a Crystal Sky type device, mount it into an RC and sell it for any less than they are. I think the price is about bang on. This has been talked about for quite some time, this remote, and I have always said that it is no way going to be below $400. I thought below 500 was a massive ask. About 600 is probably about right. I just think it is the cost of trying to combine those two devices together. Now, that is not saying it isn't expensive, because it is. I just don't think it's possible to do it any cheaper. Now, it's not really, in my opinion, a device for people to run out and buy to upgrade. I would love to get my hands on this and play with it, because I honestly think having an all-in-one device is a really great option. It means you don't have to charge that, you don't have to charge that and that separately. You just have one thing, put it out and play with it. And whilst I haven't used it, I can't give comments on how well it works. It is something I find very, very interesting. I think at 579 quid, it's difficult for me to run out and buy it. I'd love to play with it, I'd love to have it, but I do see why people say it's too expensive. I think it's an expensive upgrade if you don't have the money. If you have the money not to worry about spending 600 quid, I'd order it tomorrow, because I just think it adds so much convenience to flight and so much benefit. It really, really does. I think for the enterprise side, it's an absolute no-brainer, because it works with the Mavic 2 series and it works with the enterprise models as well. I think for the enterprise guys, the M2E, the Mavic 2 Enterprise and the Mavic 2 Dual with the thermal camera, it is an absolute no-brainer. Order it tomorrow. If you're going to order it with that model, because you do not want to have the basic remote with a separate device. If I was going to order a Mavic 2 today, I would try and save up to have it with that as well. I really, really would. I think it's going to be a nice product. I haven't used it. We haven't seen any real-world usage yet. The guys should be getting their hands on it in the next week. Yes, there's a few reviews out there, but I think the real-world usage. With the Crystal Sky, that display is damn good in sunlight. There is nothing out there, in my opinion, that gives you the kind of screen output that does. Yes, there's a few phones that'll put over 1,000 nits, but in my opinion, Crystal Sky just does a fantastic job. I love using it with this. I would love to have those two in one. I'm going to see what I can do and whether I can get my hands on one, but here and now I'm not. But I do think it is a very, very good option. However, I do understand the complaints around the price, and I do understand why people aren't particularly happy if it couldn't have come out originally. If you want to order it, there's links to it in the description of this video. It's available in the UK and Europe now. It is not quite available in the US yet for a couple of reasons, and that will be resolved very, very shortly, I believe. But if you want to order it, there is a link in the description of this video. If you want to order it with the Mavic 2 as well, please do go check that out. If you want to support the channel, please do use those links. That's it for this video. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. I would have loved to have sat here today and showed you guys it and had a play with it. I have been playing with something else instead, the HearLink system from the guys at Profi CNC. So I have been playing with an all-in-one remote controller. Unfortunately, it's not one that will work with the Mavic, but I have been playing with HearLink if you haven't seen it, and I'm releasing a number of videos on that now as well. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching. I just wanted to give you my thoughts. Please do subscribe, and I will do another video again soon. And that is it for this video. If you've liked what you've seen, please do check out some of the other videos we have on the channel. As I've mentioned, we do have over 150 of them. Also, please don't forget to subscribe. By clicking that button in the bottom right hand corner of the video, you'll get updates, and please do check out the links in the description if you're going to buy any products. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll do another video again soon.